point you might want to bear in mind is that although the government comes up with this line every now and again, the fact is that you know, there are hundreds of thousands of children coming into the school system over the last few years, and there's been no additional funding, so it isn't actually a very good point.
So you wouldn't have the funding straight away, it would be phased over.
And I feel that what we really need is the Labour Party should come out in favour of Europe, as you seem to be from your manifesto, and you should be helping to raise the level of debate, especially when British people are soon going to be confronted with all the very technical and complex issues of the IGC.
Well, I think our approach to Europe is a wholly practical one. For example, you know, we recognise that our future lies in Europe. Some 3 to 4 million jobs depend on our membership of the European Union, and you know, that drives our position. Indeed, one of our priorities is to make sure that we have a genuinely open market in Europe, which we don't have at the present time. So far as the currency is concerned, you know, I think the sensible view is we've got to keep our options open. No one knows whether or not the currency will even go ahead. There are practical difficulties, but to shut off our options would seem to me to be absolutely ridiculous. But, you know, no one should be in any doubt that a lot of the inward investment that this lady was referring to has come to Britain because of the fact we're in the European Union. Yeah. What I find very depressing is the government's internal divisions are actually paralysing our relations with the rest of Europe.
Steve, you want to bring in a point about Labour's attitude towards integration being beyond economic integration?
Well, indeed. I mean, let's look at the abolition of the pound, a single currency. Labour's stance is that all it is a matter of economics. Now, this is the abolition of the pound, the removal of the British government's ability to set interest rates, to control government spending, probably to set levels of taxation. And you're trying to tell us seriously there are no political, there are no democratic, no constitutional implications at all?
But whether or not we go into a single currency is something, a decision that we will have to take at the appropriate time.
But do you agree with the analysis?
What we have to be satisfied that it would be in this country's economic interest to do it. Now, of course, there's other considerations as well, but the fundamental point is surely that if we shut off our options now, then we have no chance in influencing anything to do with the preparation for any single currency, and indeed we'll find ourselves in exactly the same position as we did, you know, when we joined the common market in the 1960s, where the common market was designed by other countries to suit their domestic needs, and we had to make do. Now, we don't want to get ourselves into that position, which is why we believe that our options should be kept open. The problem the Tories have got is that, you know, nearly half their MPs now are against it. Half the cabinet is against it.
Well, how can we trust you when you haven't allowed a debate within your own party? At least in the Conservative Party, they've been allowed to talk about it. In your party, if you ask a Labour candidate what their view is on the single currency, they say, sorry, nobody's
Do you honestly believe the Tories have had these divisions in the interests of open debate and democracy? They've just had to put up with it. Because our party has had lots of discussions over the years. We have lots of discussions.
So why don't you allow them to talk?
Our people are perfectly free to talk.
Oh, come off it. Robin Cook won't appear with any of his sceptical members on the TV program.